Welcome, Scorpio. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your new moon in Libra reading. The new moon is on October 21st and is in very late degrees of Libra. And that's important because the energy of the moon and sun are partaking of the cusp of both Libra and Scorpio, meaning that they have flavors of both energies. This is highlighted by Neptune's movement back into Pisces in its retrograde motion. So there is something about the way we communicate with ourselves and others through our dreams. This is, of course, the rulership of Libra is the planet Venus. And Venus has been extremely active for all of the outer planets, including Jupiter and Saturn, and the asteroid Chiron, including the official outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So this is all about the way our values are being stimulated, our comfort, our aesthetics, the things the principles we believe in, our ethics, our morals, our sense and desire, our need for peace and harmony and balance. And this empowers us to see our relationships in a new, refreshed way. I pulled for you from the Talisman Oracle, the Leadership card, which we'll talk a little bit about this. I'm going to read from the guidebook. You have been placed in a situation where you have to take the lead. This newfound responsibility can be frightening, but it offers you an opportunity to see your vision come to life. Set boundaries and focus on the bigger picture. You're able to brighten up the spirit of those around you, and you see their potential. You have the confidence of decisiveness, empathy, and insight that inspires others. In the course of your life, you gain valuable experience and respect, and now it's your chance to offer guidance. Ego battles are no match for you. You've mastered self-discipline and creative humor, and have let go of the need to micromanage the small stuff. Use this card whenever you need help believing in your leadership skills. You can also use it when you experience difficulties as a parent or head of a social group or organization. Envision the stamina of the tiger and channel his firm but gentle spirit. Take a few deliberate steps ahead and allow the doubts to dissolve. From there, I pulled the Four of Cups as your overall energy. And the first thing that came to me when I saw this card was there's something that you are making fit with who you have become. An opportunity, the beginning, the birth of something, the movement into a new level of empathy, passion, or connection, care, concern, the desire to nurture. You have grown a lot, and you now feel clear about the supports that you have in the world that empower you to show this concern or this interest in the needs of others. So I feel this is a reach out to help those who may not be like you, or in the boat that you're in, or in the situation you're in, but you are expressing, sharing, and contributing to the well-being or the safety of others, however this relates to you. Underneath the deck, the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, this is based on your rather global or overall experience, social experiences. You can relate to those that you're trying to help. You may not have been in their exact circumstances, but you are familiar with challenge, struggle, sustaining yourself, taking care of your family, and the challenges of all of that. And so you are a solid, disciplined contributor and helper and aid in a situation where you are sorely needed. What you have to offer is absolutely needed. And despite or regardless of the role you play in this particular effort, you are seen as a model of compassion. And that's the important thing. You're able to delegate the responsibilities of some of the responsibilities of your position because you are shining such a large light on the situation, and you are thus confident in allowing others to do some of the tasks that are part of your charge. In the present, we have the Page of Swords. This is really beautiful because I do feel that this particular opportunity you are working within or you are considering represents an area outside of your comfort zone, an area that you may not be entirely familiar with. Particularly if you have experienced a level of privilege, whatever that means to you, if you have always been fairly stable financially, or you have access to a good education, whatever it is, you are encountering people that have needs far different and beyond your own. And you realize for you that this is taking you into an area where you have a lot to learn. You also have a special skill or gift around language or words, presentation, that helps you perhaps as a translator or a teacher in some capacity that gives you a special leverage in managing or leveraging the resources that others need. In the past, the Queen of Swords is really emphasizing, I think, the way in which you've come to find and address this need that you understand. So as you have experienced the sense of social chaos, some kind of collapse around you, you have been curious about ways in which you could contribute. And that has opened you up to a number of circumstances you might not ordinarily encounter. But you've sought out those opportunities because you understand that you're in a unique position to understand and identify the needs of others that you are seeking to address. There's some way in which you provide some very intimate counsel, guidance. It can be as literal as helping others to find a job or guiding others to get health care or orienting members of the community to seek legal protection. Whatever it is, you are someone who identifies the need and then finds the resources to suit it. This is incredibly specific, and if this is not your reading, you will know it. But this does feel as though the opportunity you have is having an impact on what you do in life, on the work you do, on your creative expression. This can also be about a form that you have used in the past, a template or a material you used to use in the past that is no longer working for you. And you are perhaps seeking out a way to utilize that form, retrofit it to your needs now and who you are, but you are having to learn about and be assisted in making something work for you now. In the future, the Death card, one of your cards, the emphasis here is on rebirth. It seems to me that you have come to the end of one effort in which you sought to uh, become a part of something that you identified with deeply, something that you identified as your community, your form, your language, your lifestyle, your medium. And working in that form, you have actually transformed yourself so that you have, through a very safe method of expression, pushed yourself in a way that now opens up possibilities that you hadn't anticipated. I think this very deeply connects to, for some reason, I often get travel for many of you working at a distance, ways in which your profession or job allows you to move around the world a lot. So you've seen a lot and you have been transformed by that. And you're now opening up to a new beginning, exercising your power, your creativity in a new, unexpected way. A way, I might add, that really does respond to the times that we're in. I'm going to clarify these cards with the Tarot del Toro, created by the artist and actor Benicio del Toro. And this is my turn to a lighter touch, a more playful approach to the harvest festivals and rituals of the world, including Samhain, the Celtic New Year feast and tradition that acknowledges, among other things, the thinning of the veil in much the way that we playfully, humorously celebrate Halloween in the US and in Mexico, the Day of the Dead is about that easement of between worlds, that transition, that harbinger, as the blackbirds, the crows, the ravens are symbols of this transition from one world to another, the ability to take messages, information, wisdom from and between our ancestors, those that we continue to honor, respect, and acknowledge in rituals. So this is really an attempt to open up and acknowledge that even in the seed and sickle deck, it is divided into two guidebooks, Dusk and Dawn, which are the traditional Celtic times of the thinning of the veil, the power points, the times in any day when you can move more easily in the shadow realms. I did get an image for you, Scorpio, when I was meditating before your reading, and I got a very specific, whimsical image of a zoetrope. And some of you may not know what a zoetrope is, but what I was picturing was a kind of a carousel wheel that projects with a light source shadows on the wall in a way that suggests movement. If you haven't seen a zoetrope, they are amazing instruments. They are created by some very few artists, but please look it up. It's something about not only this idea of moving images that are shadows, silhouettes on a wall, but the light source in the zoetrope I saw was outside of the zoetrope as opposed to inside, from which the screens that comprise the carousel project their shadows out. I hope that's helpful. I would love to know if any that makes a connection or resonates for any of you. At any rate, they're wonderful things, and please look it up if you're not familiar. I'm going to clarify the past Queen of Swords with the Queen of Goblets and the Temperance card. The Queen of Goblets being the Queen of Cups, and the Temperance along with the Queen of Swords, talks about, again, emphasizes your tremendous compassion and your work as a healer. Whatever work you do, it really seems to not matter what work you do. Your work is healing, is helping others, is assisting. Perhaps your art form is a way of externalizing healing that you've experienced throughout your life, but your compassion is coupled with a keen intellect, powers of observation, the ability and desire to mimic models that you are impressed with, that you'd like to emulate. This is about the nature of your leadership. And that leadership can be demonstrated in small ways. And by small, I don't mean so small. For instance, as an artist, your work can be more and more about objective reality that can be healed, or some kind of a visual abstraction around your healing work. And this is informed by your heightened sensitivity and awareness of the energies and needs of others. This does conform and reemphasize aspects of leadership that have to do with your sensitivity, your awareness, and your desire to care for, attend to the needs of others. In the present, the Page of Swords is clarified by two cards here. Unfortunately, this happens with new decks sometimes. The Two of Discs and the Ten of Discs, which are pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles is traditionally a card of living in a prosperous, plentiful, abundant world. And it's interesting because I believe you are translating that sense of privilege or abundance or wealth, prosperity into or on behalf of a community that has less experience with that than you have. So that you're learning that part of the good that you can do with whatever prosperity or wealth or abundance you have is to help others, to demonstrate for others how they too can access the resources of an abundant life. This is really beautiful because it feels as though this is something you're studying. You've had experiences with lack. It isn't that you have always had everything you ever wanted, au contraire, but you've come from stable background, a stable community. You may participate in a stable and even privileged world. So this is something that you are tooling to support others with, looking for a way of giving back, even if it isn't to even if it is to a community that is less familiar with the resources that are abundant in yours. And in the future, the Death card is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Discs, and the High Priestess. There's a new project that this experience of helping others is opening up for you. This new project is the result of your own self-knowledge and gained wisdom over this lifetime for sure, quite possibly other lifetimes, because the ancestors are looming large here. And I think that part of the wisdom that you're surfacing in your life is through the lives of others, if not through multiple previous lives you've had, if that makes sense to you, if you believe in that. So I do see you recognizing somehow this experience of gifting, of sharing, of helping others is opening the doors of a new idea, a new project, something that you are in the middle of proposing, thinking about, planning out in this moment. And it is opening up something that you may not be uh, uh, personally involved in, but you are leading the development of in the present, if that makes sense. So there feels very much like this peace and balance that you may be seeking in your life with yourself is somehow supporting this idea of your ability to help others to develop some kind of concrete tool, resource, organization, or way that abundance can be shared and distributed to others. I'm going to finish this reading, Scorpio, with a seed and sickle, and hope this has been helpful to you. And I pulled the tulip card. I haven't pulled that in a while. Number 14 is the number of temperance, and you have that card here. So this is really emphasizing the healing aspect, not only of your own experience, but of your actions, your activities in the world, perhaps the impact of your activities in your professional world. And I'm going to look tulip up and use the Dawn guidebook here. And tulip reads, tulips are full of boundless, unstoppable energy, full of color, creativity, and life. They're not slow or careful like the rest of the plant world. They're all about growing. In the 1600s, tulips caused one of the greatest cases of buying mania in history, with some varieties so sought after that a single bulb could sell for 2,500 florins, an equivalent of $150,000 today. Embrace the shameless, flamboyant vibrance of this flower, and don't be afraid to put your stamp on the world. Be yourself, express yourself, make the art you want to make. Now's the time to turn life into what you want it to be. Wow. This gives me so much joy. If you've enjoyed this content, Scorpio, check out more content here. Thank you for your likes and subscribes. Until next time, namaste.